Supply chain. Supply chain is the sequence of organization, their facilities, function, and activities in producing and delivering a product or service. So, ang supply chain ay ito po, nagpapakita po dito yung kung paano umiikot ang isang negosyo, kung paano nagpa-function yung isang negosyo. And dito din nakikita yung mga activities sa isang organisasyon. Then, layunin din po nito upang pagsama-samahin ang supply at demand sa isang business. Supply chain management. Supply chain management is the strategic coordination of business functions within a business or organization and throughout its supply chain for the purpose of integrating supply and demand management. Supply chain manager are people at various levels at organization who are responsible. So, sa supply chain, ito ay mga taong tagapamahala ng supply chain na kung saan galing sa iba't ibang antas ng isang organisasyon. Sila din yung responsible sa pamamahala ng supply at demand sa loob ng isang business. Then, kasangkot din sila sa pagpaplano sa negosyo kung paano nila ipag-uugnay-ugnay yung mga activities sa isang business, kagaya ng pagkuha ng produkto, din papalabas ng produkto, sila yung namamahala doon, kasangkot sila sa pagpaplano doon. Then, sila din yung responsible dun sa business kapag ito ay may pagbabago or may babaguhin sila doon. Sila yung responsible doon kung paano nila i-handle yun sa loob ng organisasyon or business.
What is logistic management? Logistic, it is defined as the art and science of obtaining, producing, and distributing materials and product in the proper place and in proper quantities. Logistic management, it is the part of supply chain management that plans, implement, and control the efficient, effective, forward and reverse flow and storage of goods, services, and related information between the point of origin and the point of consumption in order to meet customer requirements. Difference between supply chain and logistics. Supply chain is transforming raw materials into products and getting it to customer, whereas movements of materials in the supply chain is logistic. The 7 R's of logistic. The most popular concept of logistic management, it is the concept of 7 R's. It is concerned with getting the right product in the right quantity, in the right condition, at the right place, at the right time, to the right customer, and the right price. Logistic functions following the areas of logistic management contribute to an integrated approach for logistics within supply chain management. Transportation. Many modes of transportation play a role in the movement of goods through supply chain. Via air, rail, road, water, or pipeline, selecting the most efficient combination improves the value created for customers. Warehousing. When inventory is not on the move between location, it may have to spend time in a warehouse. Warehousing is the activities related to receiving, storing, and shipping materials to and from production or distribution. Locations. Third and fourth party logistics. Third party logistics provides actually perform or manage one or more logistics services. Fourth party services provides our logistics specialists and play the role of general contractor by taking over the entire logistic functions for an organization. Reverse logistic. It is a way to handle the return, reuse, recycling, or disposal of products that make the reverse journey from the customer to the supplier. What is value chain? A string of collaborating players who work together to satisfy market demands for a specified production or services is called a value chain. The intent of a value chain is to increase the value of a product or services. Value chain integrate a variety of supply chain activities throughout the product or service life cycle, such as determination of customer needs, production, distribution, marketing, and after sales service.
The supply component and demand component. The supply component start at the beginning of the chain and ends with the internal operations of the organization. The demand components of the chain start at the point where the organization output is delivered to its immediate customer and ends with the final customer in the chain. Yung supply component daw is nagsisimula sa umpisa ng chain and natatapos sa internal operation of the organization. And yung demand components naman is nagsisimula sa mismong output na dinideliver na sa immediate customers and nagtatapos sa final customers. Sa supply components, example is yung nagsisimula siya sa supplier and then natatapos sa customer. Samantalang yung demand components naman is nag-uumpisa sa customers and then natatapos sa supplier.
Hi, I am Leia Minigrido. At this moment, I'm gonna discuss to you about risk management and resiliency in supply chain. Resiliency is the ability of a business to recover from an event that negatively impact the supply chain. So, yung resiliency daw ay kakayahan ng isang business para i-recover sa negative impact in supply chain. Example, yung isang business kapag nakita na ng management na palugi na siya, so kailangan na mag-isip kung paano mo siya i-recover na hindi siya lubusang malugi. Key elements of successful risk management. First, know your supplier. Second, provide supply chain visibility. The last one is develop event response capability. Know your suppliers. Sa isang business, kailangan alam mo kung sino yung mga supplier mo kasi makakatulong din ito sa paghawak ng supply chain kasi sila yung nakakaalam kung ano yung tamang produkto na ibibigay sa'yo sa mga buwan na yan kasi may mga produkto tayong seasonal lang. Like for example, sa Christmas, December. So, mga produkto dyan seasonal like Christmas tree, Christmas lights. So, pag alam mo yung kung sino yung supplier mo, makakatulong to sa paghawak ng supply chain mo. Provide supply chain. Sa isang business, kailangan mag-provide ng supply chain visibility. Dahil ang supply chain visibility ay may kakayahan siyang kumonekta sa any parts of supply chain to access data on real time. Then, siya din yung nakakatulong kung paanong paraan ng pagpapa-ship out ng mga produkto sa isang business. Develop event response capability. So, sa isang business, ang develop event response capability, siya yung responsible sa mga unplanned events gaya ng delayed shipment. Siya yung responsible doon. Then, siya din yung responsible sa warehouse kung ano yung kulang doon. Siya yung mag-check doon kung ano yung mga kulang na items doon sa isang warehouse.
global supply chains as a business increasingly make use of outsourcing and pursue opportunities beyond their domestic markets. Their supply chains are becoming increasingly global as business recognize the strategic importance of effective supply chains have additional complexities that were either negligible and non-existing in domestic operation. These complexities include language and cultural differences, currency fluctuations, armed conflicts, increased transportation costs and lead times, and the increased need for trust and cooperation among supply chains partners. Furthermore, managers must be able to identify and analyze factors that differ from country to country, which can affect the success of supply chain, including local capabilities, financial transportation, and communication infrastructures, government, environmental and regulatory issue, and political issue. These and other factors have made the risk management an important aspect of global supply chain management. To compensate for this, some firms have increased the amount of inventory at various points of their supply, cost, and demand. Still, other risks can involve intellectual rights and issues, competitive pressure, forecasting errors, and inventory management. A positive factor of the globalization has been the set of technological advances in communication, the ability to link operations around the world with real-time information exchange. Consequently, technology has a key role in integrating operational across global supply chain. Habang dumarami yung mga negosyo na gumagamit sa outsourcing at pinupursue nila yung opportunities na lagpas sa kanilang domestic market, is yung kanilang supply chain is nagiging global. For example, yung product design na madalas ginagamit sa buong mundo and then yung product na nabibenta globally. Example ng mga product na yun is yung Starbucks, yung McDonald's, yung Coca-Cola, then yung Apple, and marami pang iba. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng product or services na meron tayo dito sa Pilipinas is meron talaga tayong supply na nakukunan dito sa Pilipinas. Kumbaga, yung ibang supply, inaangkat pa natin sa ibang bansa kasi wala tayong ganun. Like, for example, yung mineral fuels. Pwede natin silang kunin sa Saudi Arabia, sa Canada. Mas nakikilala pa nila yung kahalagahan ng supply chain management. Mayroon silang mga nadidiscover na complexities na hindi naman nila nakikita or wala naman sa domestic operation. Since nagtatransact sila globally, marami talagang komplikasyon na mangyayari. Kasi ang bawat country ay mayroong pagkakaiba-iba sa language, sa culture, sa pera. And problema pa din yung pagta-transport. Sayang naman sa pera. Malaki talaga yung magiging cost kapag nagsusupply ka globally. So, kailangan pa ng mga managers na i-identify or analyze kung ano yung bansa na may malaking factors sa pag-angat ng supply chain. Titignan din nila yung local capabilities, financial, transportations, and infrastructure, governmental, environmental, and regulatory issues, and political issues. Kasi yun do yung mga bagay na may factors or pwedeng maka-apekto sa importanteng aspeto ng supply chain management. Para daw mabayaran to, yung ibang firms nagtaas ng amount sa kanilang inventory and sa iba pang punto ng supply chain. Ito daw mga risk na ito ay relate sa cost and demand. Yung ibang risk daw is involved sa intellectual right issues, contract compliance issues, competitive pressure, forecasting errors, and inventory management. Mahalaga daw yung naging ambag or naging papel ng technology sa ating globalization kasi ito yung nagsisilbing way upang magkaroon tayo ng global supply chain.
ERP and supply chain management. Supply chain management that integrates ERP is a formal approach to effectively plan and manage all the resources of a business enterprise. Yung supply chain management na merong ERP o gumagamit ng ERP, ito daw po yung kadalasang nagiging formal na diskarte nila para mas maging epektibo at mas manage nila ng maayos lahat ng mga pinagkukunan nila ng supplies. Pero ano nga ba yung ERP? ERP is a software that provides the ability to coordinate, monitor, and manage a supply chain. Ito daw po ay isang software na nagbibigay ng abilidad sa isang business para makipag-coordinate, ma-monitor, or ma-manage nila ng maayos ang isang supply chain. It is an integrated system that provides for system-wide visibility of key activities and events in areas such as supplier relationships, performance management, sales and order fulfillment, and customer relationships. Pero ano nga ba itong mga events na nabanggit dito? So, ayun, may 4 na activities or events na binanggit kanina. Yung una is supplier relationship management. This is an ERP integrates purchasing, receiving information about vendor ratings and performance, lead times, quality, electronic funds disbursements, simplifying processes and enabling analysis of those processes. Dito sa supplier relationship management, dito daw binabanggit or ito daw may kasama ito daw po yung ERP na may kasamang pagpe-purchase, pagre-receive information about vendor ratings and performances. Yung mga information daw ng ratings or performances ng mga vendor. Tapos lead times kung kailan sila umangat, quality or kalidad ng mga product nila na sinusupply dun sa business na yon. Tapos electronic funds disbursements, simplifying processes, and enabling analysis of those processes. Example ng supplier relationship management is yung business na nagbebenta ng cars. They have tires manufacturer kung saan nagpo-provide ng mga tires para may ma-install sila dun sa kotse na yon. Usually, ang inaano nila doon is yung kalidad ng gulong. Yung kalidad ng gulong na bibili nila doon sa tire manufacturer. Kasi usually, kung hindi maganda yung kalidad nun, it can cause an accident. Next, the second activity or event na binanggit is performance management. This aspect of EXP pulls together information on cost and profits, productivity, quality performance, and customer satisfaction. Dito daw po sa pangalawa na to, sa performance management, dito daw po makikita yung information about cost, profits, yung kita, productivity, kung gaano kadami or kaunti yung magagawang product sa isang linggo, sa isang araw, sa isang buwan, ganun. And next, quality performance, which is about the quality or yung kalidad ng performance ng product. Customer satisfaction, which is yung kung gaano na-satisfy yung customer dun sa paggamit ng product na yon. The third event or activity na binanggit is the sales and order fulfillment ERP. Dito daw po, it includes the ability to provide inventory and quality management, track returns, schedule, monitor production, packaging, and distribution. Dito po makikita kung gaano yung ability or abilidad na makapagbigay o makapag-provide ng inventory and quality management, track returns, schedule and monitor production, which is kung kailan makakapag-produce ng product, kung paano i-monitor yung product, packaging, which is kung gaano kaganda yung pagkakapackage or pagkakabalot ng product, and distribution kung kailan kung kailan madidistribute, kung paano madidistribute. Reports can provide information on order and inventory, status, delivery, dates, and logistic performances. Yung sa reports daw po, dito daw po makakapag-provide or makakapagbigay ng information about inventory status, delivery dates, kung kailan siya madi-deliver, and logistic performance about the performance of the product. So the last part is called customer relationship management. This is an ERP system not only centralizes basic contact information, details on contracts, payment terms, credit history, and shipping preferences, but it also provides information on purchasing patterns, service, and returns. Sa customer relationship management daw, isa dong ERP system na hindi nang nag-focus o nagsicentralize sa basic contract information, which is about your number, your email address, kung paano, basta paano ka makakontak, detail on contracts, kung ano yung gagawin mo, what if nag-breach ka sa contracts, ganon, kung ano yung mga napag-usapan nyo, payment terms, paano ka makapagbayad, credit history and shipping preferences, kung anong gusto mong pagbibigay sa'yo ng product, kung delivery ba, house to house, ganon. But it also provide informations daw about purchasing patterns, kung gaano kadalas ka nagpa-purchase ng product na yon, kung gaano kadami lagi, ganon. Services, kung paano nag-render ng service, and then returns.
Ethics and the supply chain. Every company should develop an ethical supply chain code to guide behavior. A code should cover behaviors that involve customers, suppliers' behavior, contract negotiation, recruiting, and the environmental issues. A major risk of an unethical behavior is that when such behavior is exposed in the media, customers tend to blame the major company or brand in the supply chain associated with the ethical infractions that were actually committed by legally independent companies in the supply chain. The problem is particularly difficult to manage when supply chains are global, as they often are in manufacturing operation. Unfortunately, many companies lack the ability to quickly contact most or all the companies in their supply chain and communicate with the suppliers on critical issues of ethics and compliance. Although monitoring of supply chains activities is essential, it is only one aspect of maintaining an ethical supply chain. With global manufacturing and distribution, supply chain scrutiny should include all supply chain activities, from purchasing, manufacturing, assembly, and transportation to service and repair operation, and eventually to proper disposal of products at the end of their useful life. Key steps companies can take to reduce the risk or damages due to unethical supplier behavior are to choose those that have a reputation for a good ethical behavior, incorporate compliance with labor standards in supplier contracts, develop direct long-term relationship with the ethical suppliers, and address quickly any problems occur. Base sa aking binasa, ang bawat kumpanya raw ay dapat bumuo ng isang ethical na supply chain code o system upang magabayan ang pag-uugali ng isang organisasyon, at dapat saklaw nito yung pag-uugali ng customer, suppliers, kakontrata at pagre-recruit at yung sa environmental issue. Ang particular na problema ng isang unethical behavior ay na-expose sa media dahil maaring makaapekto yon sa isang kumpanya o sa tatak ng supply chain. Base pa sa aking binasa sa pandaigdigang pagmamanufacture at pagdidistribute, dapat isama sa pagsusuri ng supply chain ang lahat ng activities mula sa raw materials hanggang sa maging final product at hanggang sa maging ah, katapusan ng paggamit ng isang produkto na yun.
So procurement involves process that includes finding supplier, negotiating contracts, and more. It is the process of acquiring the goods your company needs for its business model. In short, naghahanap ka ng supplier na magsusupply para makagawa ka ng sarili mong products. So example, yung retro tea kasi dito sa amin is based siya sa Vietnam. So, ang main ingredients nila is tea from Vietnam. So, dahil doon, syempre, maghahanap sila ng suppliers na may meet yung expectation nila when it comes to quality, quantity, and time objectives or yung time na mai-deliver sa kanila. So, purchasing is very important kasi dito nakasalala yung outcome ng isang product kasi ito yung gagamitin para makabuo ka ng product mo sa iyong business and nakadepende sa supply and quality of service nila yung operation para ikaw makapag-provide ka ng service o makapag-produce ka ng product. So, purchasing interface, dito man nakasaad yung mga way kung paano nagaganap yung purchasing between suppliers and the organization. Kumbaga, nag-exchange sila ng information, yung supplier and yung functional areas. Yung functional areas, ito yung operating, accounting, design, receiving, and suppliers. So, operation, ito yung process of purchasing a product or goods in terms na kung kailan ka nag-request, yung quantity and quality, kung mabibit ba nila yung target time, kung kailan nila mai-deliver yung product sa'yo. And then, sabi din dito, ito yung pag-optimize ng purchase ng isang company na meron silang access kung kailan nila need ng products or goods. Siyempre, masasabi ka kung kailan mo siya need. Kumbaga, yun yung time yun yung time para ma-deliver yung product. And dito nagkakaroon ng communication kung magkakaroon ba ng delay or problem sa product para maging malinaw yung transaction. So, syempre, hindi naman may iwasan na minsan nagkakaroon talaga ng problema kaya nagkakaroon ng delay. So, syempre, dito pa lang sa operation, magbibigay na agad sila ng warning na ma-delay or nagka-problema purchasing. Example, yung company nagkaroon sila ng contracts na magsusupply sa kanila. And then, sa operation, dito magaganap yung pag-usapan nila like kailan siya magagamit ng company, kung ano yung quality, yung quantity ng product, and kung ano yung mapag-uusapan nilang price. So, kumbaga, sa purchasing, ito yung first step ng sa operation, ito yung pinaka first step sa pag-purchase mo or pag-supply sa'yo ng supplier. So, sa accounting naman, sila yung responsible sa pagbabayad ng product sa supplier, and sila yung taga-update kung na-receive na nila yung products from supplier kung dumating na ba. And sila rin yung responsible sa pagpaprocess ng datas, inventories records, and taga-monitor sa mga performance ng mga vendors, which is the suppliers. Sa design naman, dito pumapasok yung pagkakaroon ng specification sa needed design ng isang material na kanilang pinapurchase. Siyempre, minsan nagkakaroon ng changes sa mga need na materials ng isang company. So, yung design personnel, need niyang makipag-communicate sa supplier para ma-update kung ano yung specific material na kailangan nila. Sabi rin dito na kung magkakaroon ba ng changes sa specification, design, and purchasing, magkakaroon din ba ng pagbabago sa cost ng supply. So, sa receiving naman, about siya sa pag-check kung yung products ba na-meet yung expected quality, quantity, and yung time objective, like sa pag-deliver ng supply, and sa pagta-transfer ng supply sa storage room. Sila yung naka-assign to track the late, sila yung naka-assign na magta-track kung late ba yung shipment, then i-update niya yung accounting para ma-process yung payment. And when receiving is happening, dapat aware yung accounting at purchasing para ma-update nila yung current information na meron sila. And syempre, dahil si accounting ang naka-assign sa pag-evaluate ng mga vendors performance, kailangan aware din siya kapag na-receive na yung product kasi i-evaluate niya pa rin yun. So lastly, the suppliers or yung vendors. Sila yung nagtatrabaho sa purchasing para malaman nila yung materials ba pasok sa expectation na magpa-purchase. Sila yung responsible sa pagsusupply ng materials sa mga nagpa-purchase. Then, yung mga nagpa-purchase sa kanila, like the company, will evaluate them according to their performance. Kasi, syempre, yung company, kailangan nila yung maaasahan nila kung kailan nila sila kailangan. Example sa delivery nila. Siyempre, minsan hindi naman natin maiiwasan na sabi ko kanina, merong changes and then rush orders. Siyempre, kapag nag-rush order sila, titignan nila kung itong supplier ba nito is mas maaasahan nila when it comes to rush order. Kumbaga, meet nila yung time objectives na kailangan ng company na yon. Yon. So, naghahanap sila ng maaasahan na magsusupply sa kanila, kaya nag-i-evaluate din sila ng supplier. Ini-evaluate din nila kung maayos ba, kung maaasahan ba nila yung supplier na yon.